Welcome back, you beautiful people. This is Ram Film Reviews. This is Randall.
Yep. And my amazing, awesome friend, Mack.
We're back at this 3:10 in the morning to give you
The pain.
final conclusion of the worst trilogy I've ever seen. What about you?
Well, I think Angel will combat it that we need to watch Killjoy.
I believe Killjoy might be better than, but I don't know if Angel has seen this.
I mean, I would assume that Angel might be the one person to disagree, just because of his experience with Killjoy. Yeah, this was something. I don't even know where to fucking begin.
So, if you watched our first review for La Llorona, part 1, how did that go?
It went with us understanding that this is definitely a tough watch. The only thing that was good from the original first movie was the fact that the makeup and the effects done on La Llorona character was well done, and any scene that had to do with La Llorona was well done. The only unfortunate part about that was it was maybe only about 5 minutes worth of the movie. We didn't get the first glimpse of La Llorona till, an hour and 9 minutes into the movie. Fucking ridiculous. And then we had a lot of little fucking patty cake fucking play that they did throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah, we did go live and showed some viewers.
Yeah. Whoever was able to join on for that, and also people who did join are locked in for the giveaway already.
It was like about 8 people, 8 profiles.
Yeah,
so
8 profiles.
we'll look into
jumped
that.
in.
See who was on it.
Yeah, I made a mental note. It is recorded and saved, so I will not forget. Yeah.
Really, you still remember?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, even through a bit of a hazy night.
Yeah.
With a couple of beverages. So we go to part 2. Part 2, surprisingly, a continuation, which was good because part 1 ended with the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So it gave us a little bit of a continuation with what was going on in the storyline of Julie, which was the final girl.
Yeah.
In the first movie,
the only
right?
survivor.
Yeah.
We get to see more of her.
Learn a little bit more about her backstory. Yeah. More so because her dad is the one that's searching for his missing daughter, because all the 5 kids that were with her are dead. She's one of the missing, yeah. So we follow up with that story, and then we start realizing that for some reason he can sense when these moments are happening, where there's deaths happening.
He sees the death before it happens or occurs.
Yeah.
It makes him suspicious amongst the...
Yeah, because he always shows up at every murder scene. He shows up.
Yeah.
So that was a curious detail that the cops were like, "Hey, how come you're always here? That makes you suspicious. Let's arrest you." And which would be common, because one of the common things that criminologists always look at is that sometimes, more often than not,
the killer returns
to the scene. Yeah. So it's psychologically, it's actually factual that happens frequently, so it does make sense for that. But these cops were terrible at their job, regardless.
Yeah, it's based in Mexico.
Yeah.
Why do they say that? Mexico, like a white place.
Yeah, they were Mexico. They were near Jacinto.
Yeah. So the dad is in search of his daughter. In the middle of the night, he has this nightmare or whatnot, and he goes to some cabbies, a taxi driver company. In the middle of the night, these taxi drivers are probably drunk, watching a novela.
Yeah, one of them was crying watching the novela, which was funny as fuck.
And he wanted to be driven somewhere, and
to wherever the fireworks were.
There you go, the fireworks.
And that's when they find. That's why I'm saying it was near Jacinto, because they told them, "Oh, that was down in el pueblo por Jacinto," and they're like, "All right, well, can you take me there?"
Because they're celebrating Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. So yeah.
The plus about this movie was that it did give us the first kill early.
Oh yeah,
we got to see La Llorona early. The minus was that she didn't look anything as close to as awesome as she looked in the first movie.
Yeah, it was more CGI than anything.
A lot of face paint, white face paint, a lot of paleness to her instead of, decomposition, or anything like that they did in the first movie, which was great.
Yeah, they try to give you that ghoulish look.
Yeah, it was more phantasmal than it was actually anything like a decomposed corpse that drowned in water or anything like that.
And like what Randall was saying, the first kill was amazing.
Yeah,
we
the
thought
beheading.
We thought like the reviews online were gonna be on point, like what they were saying.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the reviews
yeah.
online.
So they said it was better than part 1 and 3, and I don't know. I don't agree with that per se. But the first kill was amazing. Nice props,
Guy running away with his pants down.
Yeah, so it's just two old men drunk off their asses. They see La Llorona.
They think they're gonna bounce a banger in the alley.
Yeah, she's beautiful. A lonely woman walking. Their first thought,
bang bang.
Let's go. Have sex with her.
Bang.
And yeah, they ended it with a bang.
It was bang bang bang.
Yeah. So
he actually did get his head touched. It just wasn't in the best way.
My head, like me, my head has.
You'll never get ahead in life.
My head has been touched all day.
Good thing he wasn't ahead of a major corporation.
Mr. Powers. He's referencing a lot of Austin Powers now. Amazing movie. We gotta watch it again.
Yeah. So we get the first kill. The rest of the kills up to the end, before the end, like right at the end, is the rest of the kills are off screen, which was terribly painful.
Which was good. I loved it back in the 80s. Well, not back in the 80s, but the 80s movies, 70s movies. That was amazing.
Some of them made sense, and to that degree, because you're talking about the mysterious
leave it to
ambience with Jason, where it was just like you never know when he was gonna come, and all of a sudden, knife through a person's fucking chest.
Yeah, you leave it up to the imagination, which was great back then.
Yeah. But in this movie, it just didn't feel well placed. Mm-hmm. Now, the one thing I will say about the movie, for me, it did have a better storyline.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, the storyline was better. The way they structured it was better, but the way they orchestrated it and performed it was not. That's what I felt like. It was overacted again. Nobody really stood out as a great actor in this movie or anything like that. Nobody stood out as, that person. At least that person gave us a good. None of it. None of it was good. None of it was good when it came to the actors.
I didn't really care for any of the characters themselves.
No, not at all. You forgot anything. Like when they killed the uncle, I was like, oh, okay. They try. Oh, the Mexican standoff thing with dominoes.
So mind you, there's a scene in a bar, and these there's a group of people around the table surrounding, and there's just two guys playing dominoes.
Because it's a tournament.
And yeah, it looked like a Mexican standoff, but
it did zoom ups to the eyes, where it's like eyebrows doing Dwayne Johnson shit.
Instead of guns, it's just dominoes, and you know how they reach out for the guns, and they were doing that with the dominoes, just
because that's a thing. Mm-hmm. Especially in Miami, we would know that that's an absolute thing with dominoes.
Mm-hmm. No boobies in this film, sadly.
This one didn't have any boobs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, didn't have any boobs.
What I was going to say...
So, La Llorona continued on, at least part 2 continued on to giving us a little bit more of a background with another character called Chava, the taxi driver that was trying to get the dad / professor around to figuring out how to save his daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there was something more about him.
Yeah.
More to the story, more to the character.
Yeah. It was like that. But, in the end, the way it all ended was okay. The way they ended the movie was okay. They did a whole ritual with 3 ladies that were supposed to be almost like angelic-like.
Yeah, because
in a way,
the father kept having dreams about some symbols. The symbols meant,
it was almost like an Aztec map. Mm-hmm. It almost looked like an Aztec symbolism.
Yeah, and apparently there was a body of water. La Llorona with her 2 kids, and then the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
Yeah, but it really wasn't the Holy Trinity. That's what he thought it was, and then he
Interpreted,
was misled that was it, and then all of a sudden you find out that it's not that. It was these three ladies for some fucking reason.
Mm-hmm.
There was no explanation to that. There was no explanation to a few things, which was always unfortunate when they don't complete things.
But yeah, fast forward, the ending was just like a little cliffhanger.
A bit.
You know, making you believe that La Llorona's gonna transfer herself into another
Well,
person.
she did.
Did she?
Yeah, she did. Remember, she was on the roof.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
although,
I mean, we don't care about spoiling this. We'll
Yeah.
spoil whatever.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
the
you
ending,
know.
it was like the lost soul of Llorona trying to find a vessel. And I
Yeah,
explained it to Mack. The way I saw it was there was a shaman lady who was doing like a cleansing to this woman. And usually when you're doing a cleansing, it's supposed to mean that your body and everything, your mind is open because you're being cleansed. The lost soul was searching through the church. It was searching through everywhere to try and find a vessel that would allow her to go in. And then, ironically, the shaman lady's doing the cleansing.
The lights turn off.
The source of La Llorona goes into the vessel of the lady being cleansed. Lights go off. Everything's dark. Shaman lady's looking around. She turns on a candle. The water falls on her face. Looks up. Exorcist style, kind of like crab walk on the ceiling thing, which looked dope. That part looked dope. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think maybe because we did look at a review, we had higher expectations.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't read a review, but we saw numbers. And the numbers kind of reflected to what we thought we were going to get. And it did not reflect to what we actually got.
Yeah, and I'm assuming this, but I believe they got a high score due to the storyline.
I would assume that. But again, that's what I found better about that movie. The storyline was better. It had more moments where you felt like things might happen. It had more moments where things actually happened when they were supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Were they done great? No. But were they done when they should have been done?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was directed better for sure. The script was by the same guy who did the first movie, so the guy probably had a good concept for the first movie, just he allowed himself to direct it and fucked it up. I mean, that's the way I see it. But either way, let's get to the fucking rating.
The rating of La Llorona Part 2.
Yeah, Part 2.
This is no thought
What
into
did you
this.
give Part 1 again?
Like a 2 or a 3? Did I?
No, I don't think you went that high.
I'm giving this a 1 out of 10.
Ooh! The bottom.
I mean, if I could give it a 0, it'll be perfect, but it has to be, 1 through 10.
Damn.
Definitely a 1. It was really hard to watch compared to Part 1, I believe. Again, La Llorona's character, she didn't impress me. Nothing that she did was out of the ordinary. The kills weren't that great. Only the first
There
one.
was... No, the heart one.
Oh, that was alright.
When she killed her father.
Yeah, that was different from what she's done in the past. The past movie.
It was like he thought he saved his daughter by putting the crucifix to her head, and all of a sudden she just goes right back to Llorona, hand through chest, heart in hand, on the other side of the body. So that was pretty cool. That was a cool kill.
Again, the actors weren't the greatest. They were better than Part 1. Overall, 1 out of 9.
I mean, that also has to play in the fact that we saw it without like audio sync.
Oh yeah, this was in English, but the majority, which is great. It wasn't that.
Apparently, everyone in Mexico speaks English.
It wasn't that novela style Spanish,
Including the authorities and the cab drivers. Everyone, speaks English and only English, even to each other.
So 1 out of 10 for me. What about you, Randall?
I think I go 2.5.
Damn, that high.
Yeah, and I think the only reason I go higher is because, again, it had a better story. A better storyline. Obviously, I'm disappointed with the way Llorona looked compared to the first movie.
Yeah, with what they gave us in the beginning.
But it had more. It had more structure.
So you think
it just wasn't executed to the best.
So you think whatever budget they had, they got,
I don't even want to consider what budget they had for this shit.
like they put it more into the story, or maybe
I think I think the script was well done. Like that's what I think it was. Like the script was a lot better. The director did better than the first movie for me. Just didn't get the right performances from the actors. They weren't compelling and they didn't stand out. That's the unfortunate part. But storyline itself was enough to keep me enticed into the movie to bother watching it. More than the first movie. The first movie, I couldn't wait for it to end. This one, I was okay sitting through it, just not. I wouldn't say it was like a fucking fantastic movie. Not as good as I thought it might have been. But let's just go straight to fucking part 3, because goddamn it.
So part 3, as we're going to it, that's how it starts in the disc. It's only one disc, 3 movies. Part 2 ends. Part 3 immediately starts. There's no menu for it.
Nope.
And how that starts is just a random old guy just coming out of to his backyard, to his pool in the middle of the night.
Yeah, for some reason.
For a swim.
Yep.
And that just throws me off.
He just belly flopped straight into the pool. So
belly flops, yeah. He tried to dive.
Yeah, he tried to make it look like he was a diver, and that didn't work. But so the concept in part 3 completely erases part 1 and 2. Has nothing to do with it at all. Even though it's in the same family group of the title head, it was completely fucking different. They could have just named this one like La Llorona something else. Like, it could have still been the Wailer, La Llorona, but like added an extra title instead of making it a part 3. This was not a part 3 because it didn't continue with Julie at all.
It's its own Llorona movie.
They went with the origin story of the revenge for the cheating husband, wherein the first and second movie had to do with the wife or the lover that wanted to remove the obstruction that the kids were to her romance. So they completely changed the origin for this one, and they made the family that lived in the house where the old man died related to the original Llorona. Yeah. So there was a completely different route that they took. Family is coming to visit the house, to visit the grandmother, because the grandfather that jumped in the pool
man in the beginning, he
ends up dying in the pool. So it becomes about that family coming to visit, and then stuff starts happening, and a kid finds a turtle named Sunny, which is the reason Mikey's here.
Yeah.
Representation of Sunny the turtle, or also known as Princess in real life, apparently. Princess, well, actually, turtles live a really long time, so Princess might still be alive. But nothing at all in this movie stood out for me.
There was a lot of
weird
questioning
things
to me.
This one had more gaps than anything.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. Like you said, gaps, meaning they cut scenes that could explain to you why is this happening, why is this person like this, how does this person get like this.
Yeah, camera work was horrific. Yeah. The concept was good. The idea was good. It was not executed to any level of good. At all.
The acting became worse as the movie progressed.
Well, that happened with part 2 too. I forgot to mention that it just felt like as the movie went on, the actors got more tired of what they were doing, and they were like, man, this thing. Like, I'm just gonna be like, whatever. You know, like when the guy was screaming for pain, he was going, ah.
Yeah, he had no emotion.
It was weird.
They sounded robotic.
Yeah, and oh god.
What the?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how to go about this. So we get to a point where La Llorona ends up taking the husband that came to visit the house. They take the entire family. His entire family is gone, and somehow he got paralyzed, or not paralyzed, like just couldn't walk.
Yeah, like temporarily paralyzed.
Yeah, temporarily. Yeah. For some reason, he couldn't walk for like maybe a few days, and he kept on screaming, "I'm never gonna walk again." And then somehow, by the end of the movie, he was walking and running. He was running
by the power of a turtle or love or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever. But uncomfortably, this movie, he had a helper. Which her name was Africa. For some reason, Africa was the name they chose. While they had an African American lady being the helper and called her Africa. Weird selection, especially when there's times where he is yelling at her
Yeah.
in a way that's uncomfortable when he's just yelling.
Do this because I said so.
And then he starts telling her shit like, go home. Go home, Africa.
Something.
Like, that is...
So mind you,
something's just a little off-putting about that, and considering it's a movie from 2012, more off-putting.
So something I totally just... I don't know, it just made me feel like... I should be dead right now instead of watching this. About 5 or 6 people have died in that house, around that house.
Yeah.
Yet the main character just goes back to it.
Yeah, the cops decide, and this is the other thing. This is not based in Mexico. They never really point out where they're at, but it's definitely not Mexico. And for some reason,
it rains.
Even though it rains consistently,
It rains
that's a lot. Oh, that's weird. But the fact that 5 deaths happened not even 5 deaths. We had the grandfather die, we had the grandmother die, we had the wife die. Those were the 3 deaths we had at one point. And then the 2 kids were missing. So 5 people affected by that house. And for some reason, the cops were like, you know what? You can go back to your house.
It's still,
it's fine. We're not going to go ahead and put any kind of, like, do not enter fucking tape around this. This isn't a crime scene. Nobody's died here to a way where it looks weird, especially even though all the corpses had weird slashes across their necks. It's fine.
No, and
Go back home, sir.
Mind you, he stays living in his mother-in-law's house, and he has his own house somewhere else.
Yeah.
But yet, they still have him living in there.
Well, I mean, I guess the concept for him staying there was because he felt like his kids were still alive somewhere. So he wanted to stay because he felt something was going to show up again. But, terrible.
Yeah.
Fucking terrible. Ultimately... it was, the ending just had no explanation. It was fucking weird. It was fucking weird. It was like how many pool fucking scenes?
So there underwater scenes like crazy. Like I thought I was watching The Little Mermaid or something.
It was like 40 or 45% of the movie was underwater.
And bad shots.
Fisheye lens.
Zoom in.
Yeah, fisheye lens style. It was weird. Murky water all the time, so you really couldn't tell what was going on.
Even in the daytime, too. So the pool was apparently never cleaned, never drained, even though people died in it.
Yeah.
A
lot of weird things. And then just the full ending alone, like when there was that underwater battle scene between the husband and La Llorona, this black entity comes out of nowhere and saves the guy by drowning La Llorona.
Which we don't get to know who or what it was.
Nothing of
Which
that.
Would have been nice, you know.
And then they almost kind of referenced that it was a fucking turtle. Because,
the turtle was
because all of a sudden the turtle, fucking Sunny, decides to like crawl out of the pool water, which, you know, the turtle wouldn't be good in pool water because that's way too much fucking chlorine. That thing's
mind you, this turtle would jump through walls.
Yeah, somehow it'd be able to climb. Oh my god, oh my god, this fucking movie was just stupid. It was just fucking stupid. Why are we doing this?
Oh, just to get it over with, and then pass it on to a lovely follower.
I'm sorry I made this mistake. I said this was gonna be probably one of the worst decisions I've made.
Yeah, first
I did state that this was gonna be rough, and
as you can tell by our voices, our looks.
Yeah.
The energy we have, well, the lack of, just watching this was terrifying.
And we're going to pass the love on to you. Because this is still going to be part of the giveaway. For the first 100 followers, it is going to be part of the giveaway, but we are going to make it a little bit better of a package. It's not going to be us just handing you the travesty that is the 3 movies of La Llorona. But somebody else will be able to enjoy this, so we will ask for you guys to go ahead and share the giveaway and join in and let people know about what's going on here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, part 3, no boobies.
Yeah, also no boobies. Yeah.
So you got that going on. Did we get a cliffhanger for part 3? No, right?
I don't care. Like, I just
I
don't
want this.
care.
I want this to be over.
This was just bad, man. Again, first part, costume was great for the effects and everything they did with La Llorona. That was fantastic. The kills in the first one were really well executed, even though there were some things that come off weird, which was like, you know, slicing with the left, and all of a sudden what's injured is the right. A lot of little things that made no sense.
In part 3, only one person got slashed in the face, and it was, I think, on the left side for once.
Yeah.
As you can tell, Randall doesn't have his laptop open.
There just wasn't any need for this.
We're not going into facts or like,
No.
you know, little hidden features.
No.
We don't even fucking care.
I don't care. Laguna, you fucked up. I don't know what the fuck you were thinking making this shit.
Laguna Productions.
Yeah, you guys are trash.
So
Jesus.
we're gonna pass this trash on, you know.
Yeah.
It'll be funny. This comes.
It's like what's that fucking shit called? White Elephant.
A white elephant party. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pass along the trash.
You imagine this comes like a cult movies. It becomes fucking like the greatest shit ever.
Oh, that's amazing.
I will fucking fight them. But like, this is bullshit.
You know what? I told you. You know what I thought would have been a great twist? Would have been if the turtle was La Llorona's in spirit. Like I told you, I thought
So,
it would
yeah.
have been great if the turtle would have came around and we just would have seen like a little white dress on the turtle with little black hair, just like walking like, ha ha ha, bitch.
So mind you, this is how bad the movie is that we just start making up scenarios, and that scenario would have been great. It would have made me like applaud.
It just would have been fantastic.
You know.
But and they had so many missed moments in the movie too. The missed moment where they could have had a grudge-like moment or a ring-like moment, right? When he's coming out of that fucking hole in the wall. For some reason, there was a hole in the wall for a fucking water main that turns into a fucking tunnel, like the fucking ending of It, where all of a sudden they go down a hole and it becomes a whole fucking cavern where he keeps all the fucking kids floating in the air. But no, in this one it was just he goes down that fucking a tube that's like fucking this. Becomes this, and all of a sudden he can stand the fuck up and run, and there's kids' bones all over the fucking place.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fucking weird. What the fuck?
And again, somehow Sonny the Turtle was
somehow
in the floor in the house, and then he jumps into the cave or whatever you want to call it.
Listen, and this is the point that I'm putting this together now too, which is worse. He left the fucking turtle behind in that fucking hole.
Oh, true.
How the fuck was he in the fucking pool? Like, how did he make it to the fucking pool? He never, like, once he got out of that fucking...
Yeah, he got out without the turtle.
It was just... Why?
No jump scares whatsoever, nothing to be scared about, besides the trauma you're going to have after watching this.
I mean, we got a jump scare after the movie.
Oh, that was a beautiful jump scare.
It is a beautiful jump scare.
Yeah.
Caught right in the face. But... in the end, this don't buy this. Somebody's gonna get it for free, and that's the only way you should accept it. Accept it for free, and if you want to watch it, go ahead. Or if you want to ruin somebody's day, you can give it as a gift. Yeah. But don't bother buying this. It's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. But all right, so part 3, what do you rate it?
Again, 1 out of 10. It's the crappiest shit I've watched in so long. Even worse than what's this movie? Fuck, can't even remember now.
What, the other one that we rated like that bad? What was the other one we rated that bad?
Anyways, 1 out of 10. I didn't like.
Maybe that would have been a good reason to have my laptop open.
Anything about this movie, did not enjoy it. It just got me frustrated, and it ruined my my mood.
Yeah, killed the buzz. Absolutely killed the buzz.
1 out of 10. I don't have shit to fucking say about
the
movie.
I'm in the same place with you with this one. I give part 3 a 1 out of 10. It was not good at all. The characters were a lot worse in this one, even though it did have a decent concept of a storyline. It was not really well done, and that was the unfortunate part. The idea was good, but not done right. And again, La Llorona somehow at the end looked pretty good.
Yeah, it was like one or two scenes.
Yeah,
which-
at the end when she finally when you get full face, you kind of get a good okay. That
Yeah.
looks pretty good. That's not bad.
Mhm.
Under the water, she looked pretty dope too. Like it looked good there too. But
For
still,
what it was, yeah, there's nothing.
that was like the little bit that can be a highlight in there. But it
Mhm.
still didn't compare to how she looked in the first movie to me. And the first movie did such a better job, and they did a better job with the weeping, and they did a better job with the cries of mis hijos
Did she even cry in this movie or weep? I don't remember.
through the bathroom wall when he was listening
Wow,
for
one
some
fucking
reason.
Scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the first one, you know, even though certain people thought they heard testículos,
Mis hijos,
Yeah.
testículos.
testículos.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 out of 10 for 3 for me. I just can't anymore. So again, stay tuned to what we're going to be doing here on Randall Film Reviews. We have a couple of things coming up. We're going to do more movies that are going to be a little bit more exciting.
100 times probably.
Well, you brought a few that we're probably going to be doing soon.
Yeah.
We'll put pictures up and let you guys decide what you prefer for us to do. Pretty soon we're going to be launching a Discord. We're going to be working on the Twitch, like we said earlier, and a few more things that we're going to be putting in the works. And then, like we said, this is going to be a part of the first giveaway.
It might start off shitty, but I'm trying.
I mean, listen, it's not going to be a shitty giveaway,
No,
okay?
it's
It's
not.
not going to be a shitty giveaway. It's just going to include some shit.
Literally.
Literally, it's going to include some shit. Not fecal matter shit, but shit.
Well, maybe not. Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you want to call it fecal matter,
Put some in a doggy bag for them.
might be better than the movies.
Give you a better reaction.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just don't want to see this movie anymore. The cover or anything, man. I'm gonna have
I mean, the
nightmares.
cover, that's the worst thing, is that the cover art was fucking good. But whatever. Anyway, we're going to head the fuck out of this because we are done with this shit. We're done with La Llorona. Never again are we going to watch this travesty. You know, they murdered kids in this movie, and somehow the movie's worse than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's worse
Yeah,
than...
it was a point I even forgot about the kids dying.
Probably a good thing you interrupted that. I was...
Say it. The people want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Let's just go.
Say it, man.
Oh, God.
Make me laugh, please. I need it. I need laughter. in my
No,
heart.
it's just going to continue. It was like, this movie is worse than murdered kids.
Hey, it
And
happens.
that's pretty fucking bad.
It happens, man.
Jeez.
But this has been another
Oh,
Ram
God.
Film Reviews.
That is just terrible to say.
This is Randall.
Hi.
This is Mack.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking around with us.
To Ram Film
Ram
Reviews.
Film Reviews. Stay beautiful, people.
Oh, fuck. Why?
Testículos.
Testículos.
I'm just gonna stay sitting as I fucked up.